Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. So now that we are officially done with hunting season, I can get back to some of my favorite videos, which are the firearms videos. Whether it's a gun review or just messing around up at the lead dump doing some sort of shooting. I always have fun with those. I hope you guys enjoy seeing that kind of stuff. So that brings us to today's video. I wanted to do another gun review because I do enjoy doing these. I enjoy learning about not only the firearms that I have, but also the company themselves. I always enjoy knowing that the company I'm buying a firearm from takes pride in their work, just really enjoys this field as much as I do. So today we are going to be doing a review on the Canik SFX Rival. I've been looking at this firearm for a very long time. And I've always wanted to get it. I was out and about at our local gun store not too long ago, and I decided to, pull the trigger, so to speak, on it. And obviously, as you can see, my lovely assistant, Ellie Benelli, is here to help me on this. How are those veggie straws? Good. Okay. So, back to the firearm. I've been looking at this particular model for a very long time. I really like the features that I was reading about. I like the reviews that I saw, and not to mention the looks. In my opinion, this is a pretty awesome looking firearm. They offer it in this style as well as another style they call the dark side, which is basically just an all black version of this. Same features, same specs, everything like that. It's just completely black. I kind of like the gingerbread, if you will, the different color trimming and everything. I think it kind of really sets it apart and gives it its own kind of look, so it doesn't look like your typical standard handgun that everybody kind of knows. So if you're new to my channel and this is your first gun review that you're watching, I like to do these in a few different segments. This first little segment here that we're going to get into is just some background information about the company Canik itself, things about them that I like, everything on their website, yada yada, all that stuff. The second part will be specs on the firearm itself, as well as a show demonstration on how to disassemble it for cleaning and reassembly, otherwise known as field stripping. Take it apart for some cleaning, put it back together, easy peasy. And then the final part is, wow, you're really going to town on this, huh? The final part of the gun review is the actual field work itself, taking it up to the lead dump, running it through some different tests, different drills, things like that. Now, like I've said in previous videos, but if you're new to my channel, I am not a firearms expert. I really don't have any training outside of what my friends who have a military background have taught me and shown me, and just different safety pointers that I've picked up along the way from either watching other videos. That's right, we really try to be as safe as possible here at Gunpowder and Freedom, don't we? Yes. So I picked up other safety features, safety precautions from other people's videos, as well as just kind of learning and hearing people talk about, why they won't go to a public shooting range anymore. I try to keep everything that we do as safe as possible. There have been a couple videos that maybe were a little on the sketchier side, but I promise you we were as safe as we possibly could. Specifically this one. Check it out, that one's cool. So back to the Canik SFX Rival. Canik is a Turkish company that was founded in 1997. They actually started as an airplane parts manufacturer with certain companies like Boeing. So, not a small company. So they developed their name, their marketing, everything like that based off of their airplane parts manufacturing company, and then eventually expanded into the defense and firearms division with the help of those companies such as Boeing. They brought their first model, which was the TP9, into the American market in 2012. And if you're unfamiliar with that model, that one is the basic rival to that one was the Walther P99. you know, the two side by side had pretty similar features, specifications, but you know, in my opinion, I know James Bond always picked the Walthers, but you know, I'm becoming a fan of the Caniks. They're nice, they're comfortable. We'll get to that stuff though. Canik is a company that I can 100% say I trust to not only protect myself, but this one right here, and my wife who is at work should things ever go south and I need a way to defend, you know, not just myself but my family. So Canik is a company I feel as though I can trust. The little bit of time that I've got to spend with this firearm and shoot it, we've had nothing but great feedback on it. It's handled great, and you guys will see that here in a bit. So for the specifications on this, and again, I do have a cheat sheet because you'll see here they give you so much stuff for this gun. The gun itself, unloaded, weighs in at 29.5 ounces, so it's a pretty lightweight firearm. It comes with an 2 18-round magazines, so it's 18 plus 1. That would be your capacity. Your front sight is a nice night sight fiber optic sight. Your rear sight is completely adjustable up and down, side to side, so you can customize it and make sure it is spot on after a drop, a throw, you know, whatever you're doing with it. You can always make sure that you can keep this thing as precise as possible. It fires pretty standard 9mm, so you know it's definitely a firearm that you can take out and shoot all weekend and not break the bank. I'm getting to it. Holy smokes! You know, they're able to make a full-size gun and keep the weight down because they use a synthetic frame on it, so it's not heavy, bulky metal. It is 8.5 inches over long from front of the barrel to the back side of the firearm. It's a 5-inch barrel. Standing up with the mag in, it clocks in at 5.7 inches tall, and it is 1.4 inches wide. So a relatively skinnier firearm for the size of it, which is something I like. It's nice, it's comfortable to conceal. You know, it's not big and bulky, so I like that. So they give you this really nice, pretty heavy-duty case to put your firearm in. That way it is nice and protected if you are transporting it, if you are taking it to the range. All of the cutouts are already in there, so even if you want to add some things, you know, the cutouts are in. You just pull those out. That's pretty nice. So on top of the firearm itself, you get 2 18-round magazines, which there's a slot here for both. That way you don't have to transport it with the magazine in the firearm if you don't want to. You get 2 additional aluminum mag base plates. You get this magazine loader. No offense to Canik, but in my opinion, it's way better than using your thumb to push the rounds in. But I like mine better. It's adjustable, it squeezes, it works. So this is nice, but you can't get better ones. No offense, Canik. You get an external mag well. You get your inside the waistband outside the waistband holster with your belt loops there. And it actually is pretty comfortable. It's nice, it's lightweight. Up here on the other side, let me make sure you guys can still see this. Yeah, you get all sorts of stuff. You get a brush for your barrel for your cleaning. You get a, jeez, I'm trying. You get this that you can put your rag, little cleaning swab in, run it through the barrel to make sure that's all cleaned out and stuff. So you get a small cleaning kit for it, which is nice. A lot of companies don't do that. You get 4 different optic plates. Well, right up here, sorry, you get 3 different grip back straps. Obviously one's on there, and you have 2 additional ones there. That way you can kind of customize the feel of it. You get 4 different optics plates. That way, you know, you can have it set to whatever you like. They're different sizes, all that stuff. And then you get 3 different mag release extensions, and obviously you get a gun lock as well as the manual. I know I've said in the past that my SIG M18 is probably my favorite pistol that I own. I'm sorry to say this, SIG, but you might be getting replaced by this. This thing is sweet. It handles nice. It's accurate. You guys will see that here in a couple minutes. But as far as breakdown and cleaning, it is extremely easy. So obviously, make sure it is unloaded. Pull your slide back. Make sure you don't have a round in there, just to make sure. Pull your little slide stop down. Take down. That's it. Sorry. Eleanor's over there talking. It's distracting me. Pull your takedown down, just like that. Release your slide. Pull the trigger, and you can see it just slid forward. Your slide slid forward a little bit. Pops off just like that. Now, remove your recoil spring. Remove your barrel, and you are good to clean it. And obviously, I need to clean it because I didn't after the last time I shot it. So we're going to go ahead and get it cleaned real quick, and then I'll show you how to put it back together. Okay, so your reassembly is going to be pretty easy. There is just one thing you need to note, is that on your barrel you have 2 notches right here for your recoil spring. Make sure your recoil spring sits down into the lower notch, otherwise it will not slide back onto your slide rails. So, barrel plops in just like that. Your recoil spring goes in like that. It's on the first seat right there. Then you want to make sure you get it down onto that second seat just like so. Then the slide goes on the slide rails, slide it back, voila, you're good to go to the range. Okay, so finally got a day where it wasn't raining or snowing or both, and I was able to get up here to the lead dump to hopefully break in this new Canik of mine and finish up this gun review for you guys. If you're wondering, yeah, we are probably like a month about, you know, past when I first started filming this video, but I mean, we just, like I said, we got hit with rain and snow, and then that super cold storm came through. So right now I'm just dealing with a little bit of cold, but I wanted to get up here, get this review done, and honestly, get some shooting in, because it's been a while since I've got to do this, and I miss it. So here it is. So for the first part of the actual field test is, I mean, I think we just got to keep it pretty simple and just start off with a nice mag dump. Okay, so obviously we have our eye protection, our ear protection. This first test, again, is just going to be a mag dump, so not really concerned too much with accuracy. I just want to see how well this thing will cycle. So for a brand new gun, pretty much right out of the box, this thing cycled without a hiccup. There was no delay. You know, there was no jamming. Everything cycled extremely nice. Man, mag dumps are fun. Okay, so now just as important as cycling is you need to be accurate with your firearms. Now, I'm in no way a firearms professional. I don't have any training. I've said that in a bunch of my other videos. I am just your everyday weekend warrior shooter who, you know, I might get a chance to come up here and throw some lead down range maybe once a month, depending on work schedule and everything. So it's very important for me to find an affordable gun that is not only reliable when it comes to cycling, but also accurate. You know, the thing that I do like about this, which I stated earlier, was that it does have adjustable rear sights, so you can adjust it should you drop it. You know, you have a massive temperature swing and the metal expands. You know, whatever the reason may be, you can always adjust your sights to make sure you're hitting your mark. Again, this is pretty much right out of the box. I haven't touched it, so I want to make sure that these things come pretty close to being as accurate as possible. So okay, with the exception of a couple of the rounds, maybe one or two, when I was shifting targets, you know, I was able to hit pretty much everything almost right where I was pointing at. you know, I'd like to say, oh, it's shooting a little high to the left, but honestly, that's probably just me being just your everyday average shooter. But as far as the accuracy goes on this, I hit the target almost every time at approximately 30 meters. So right out of the box, man, that's awesome. I don't have to touch the sights or anything. That's awesome. So now another thing that I like to know is that the firearm is going to be quick and fast for mag swapping. You know, you're out on the range, or God forbid, you're in a situation where you're trying to defend yourself, you empty your gun and need to swap out your mags. I always like to know that it's a pretty smooth mag swap. You know, there's no binding. You're not trying to put your magazine in at a difficult angle. So I'm not really sure how many rounds are in this this mag here. I just kind of, you know, threw some in real quick, didn't keep count. You know, obviously I know it's not a full mag, but basically just gonna fire through this, and then I have a full mag here in my rear pocket because I forgot my actual belt that has my, you know, magazine holsters on. So again, we're just gonna try doing a mag swap real quick. So the mag swap was pretty smooth. The only thing that I could find that maybe might make it a little bit nicer is if I had more practice with this gun. The slide release isn't extremely prevalent. It doesn't really stick out as far. The mag release button is awesome. That thing sticks out really far, really nice. You're not searching for that. You know where it's at. The slide release though, I do like it. I don't think that's a con. You know, I do like that it is pretty slim. It's very sleek, but just more practice with it, I'd be able to find it a little bit faster, get my slide released, another round chambered, and back to firing. The second mag went in really, really nice. Again, no binding, no nothing with that. So, man, I'm really liking this gun. Another test that I think is somewhat important is how the gun reacts for recovery time. You know, the time you need from your first shot to get relined up to your second shot. Nicer guns are going to have very minimal kickback, provided you have the right positioning, posture, and you know, you have yourself comfortable enough with your weapon that you're not flinching in anticipation. So for this test, it's just going to be some double taps, just to see how good I am with recovery time on this, getting lined up for my second shot. Okay, so that could have been better, but that's on me. Like I've said a number of times now, amateur shooter here, no training, just learning as I go. You know, I think I was trying to do it a little bit too fast there at the beginning. I caught myself kind of just trying to get close to the target, not actually aiming at it. So right there towards the end of the magazine, slowed that first shot down, you know, took a split second more to make sure I was lined up for the second one, and I was hitting it. So the kickback and everything on this still really is not that bad for a pistol. You know, the 124 grain 9mm rounds that I'm shooting out of this thing, they're nice. It all comes down to comfortability. Make sure you're comfortable with your firearm, that you're not flinching in anticipation, and I think your follow-up shot should be pretty good. So for this last and final test, I'd like to see how comfortable and how accessible the firearm is from the stock holster. This is the holster that you get from Canik with the purchase of the Canik Rival. You know, it's nothing fancy. There's no release button. It just basically self-locks in. A little bit of force you got to use to get it out. But again, there is no external safety on this. So you're walking around 99 times out of 100, you probably have one chambered. This is when your trigger discipline really comes into play. With there not being an external safety, you want to make sure as you draw your firearm In my opinion, keep your finger off the trigger until you have it up and pointed at your target. That is provided you intend to shoot whatever you're pointing it at. If you pull the firearm from your holster and your finger is on the trigger, if you get hung up on your coat, now the firearm is empty. So don't think I'm pointing a loaded gun at my leg. If you have it chambered, if you're ready to shoot and you pull it up, you have your finger on your trigger and it gets caught on your coat or something, you could accidentally pull that trigger, send a round in through your leg. So it's very important that you practice drawing your firearm, and as you bring it up, you want to put your finger on the trigger. And again, that's provided you're shooting at whatever you're pointing at. So I'll be honest, I was expecting a little bit, you know, worse, I guess. Usually when things come stock, they're not as good. That's why aftermarket parts and accessories are always available. Companies like to do things differently, maybe a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more accessible, whatever. But I'll tell you what, the stock holster from Canik might not be flashy, but it works. You know, the gun sits comfortably in there. On the side, you can jump up and down. It's not coming out, but to withdraw it, again, just a little bit of force, just a nice light pull, and it pops right out. So I'll tell you what, Canik is this one might be taking the place of my new favorite firearm. Sorry, Sig, but gotta be honest here. So what better way to end a review video than to mag dump the 14 remaining rounds that I have left. Okay guys, that is going to do it for the review of the Canik SFX Rival. Now Canik did just come out with the Rival S, so this is just the standard Rival. My honest opinion is this is an incredible firearm. Everything from the way it's built to disassembly to functionality, comfortability, durability. I love everything about this gun. It cycles nice, it handles nice, it's accurate right out of the box. You can walk around with it outside of your hip, outside of your waistband on your hip, and it's very comfortable. Honestly, I kind of forgot it was there on my little mile walk that I did. The mag swaps are nice. This is a great gun. If you're looking for a firearm, you can pick these up. Right now the MSRP on them is about $680. Some places might run a special, some places might run a sale, but I think for the price point it is a fantastic firearm, and I will give this score a 9.5 out of 10. It's awesome. So yeah, man, I just want to do some more shooting, but it is freezing. We're going to end the video there. I want to thank you guys for tuning back into another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. If you liked what you saw, please click the like and subscribe. Don't forget to like us on Instagram, and definitely keep in mind the Canik SFX Rival if you're looking for a firearm under $700, because this thing's awesome. Thanks guys, we'll see you next time.